They called her what she is not, a prostitute. But she carries a vow to stay pure, even when hunger breaks her. Every day the street tempts her, hunts her, breaks her, but she refuses to give in. This is her pain, her fears, her predicament, and Keji is still fighting, the fight for her dignity and womanhood. Did she win? Subscribe and hear her voice out the pains in her heart.
One night, everything I feared about the street stood right in front of me and almost broke me. It was Ife, my closest friend, who first mentioned the party. Keji, you need to come. It will be fun, food, drinks, music. You can forget your troubles for one night. At first, I shook my head. Parties were not my thing. I was not used to dancing under flashing lights, surrounded by noise and strangers. But hunger has a way of pushing you into places your heart doesn't want to go. That week, I had not tasted good food. My stomach felt like it was caving in. So, against my better judgment, I agreed. The hall was crowded when we entered. Music blasted from speakers, perfume mixed with smoke. Boys sprayed money, and girls danced without care. My friends quickly disappeared into the crowd, two left with boys, another swayed her waist as if competing for attention. I stayed in one corner, sipping malt, watching everything. But Jackson didn't leave me alone. His presence shadowed me, his smile wide but unsettling. He was loud, his chin flashing in the colored lights, his laughter echoing above the music. After some time, I realized all my friends were gone. I was the only one left. That was when Jackson sat beside me. His voice was low, almost too close to my ear. Keji, why are you wasting time? Tonight is your night. Nobody will ever know. Just relax. His hand reached for my waist. I pushed it away gently. Jackson, stop. Please, I don't want this. But his eyes were red from drink, his grip heavy. His voice hardened. Why are you pretending? The whole area already calls you a prostitute. Who are you deceiving? Just prove it tonight. My heart raced. The music was too loud for anyone to notice. My wrist was trapped in his grip. For a moment, fear swallowed me whole. But then, deep inside, I heard Mama's voice again. Protect yourself, my child. Something snapped in me. My hand rose before I even realized it. Slap. His drink spilled. His face twisted in rage. I am not your prostitute, I shouted, my voice shaking with both tears and anger. And I will never give you that power. I pulled free and ran outside. The cold night air slapped against my face as I stumbled into the street, tears blurring my vision. My legs shook, my chest pounded, but I did not stop. When I reached home, I fell to my knees on the bare floor. I cried, not because I was weak, but because I had almost broken. One wrong step, and my vow would have been lost. Through the sobs, I whispered into the darkness, Mama, I still kept it. I will not fail you. But even as I said it, fear pressed heavy on my heart. Because I knew the streets were not done with me. The worst was still waiting. The night after the party, I could not sleep. My body was safe, but my spirit was crushed. Jackson's words echoed in my head like a curse. The whole area already calls you a prostitute. I lay awake, staring at the cracked ceiling of my room, my stomach rumbling with the familiar sound of hunger. Hunger has no respect. Hunger does not care about promises. Hunger does not care about vows. It can make you forget the words you once swore on the grave of the one you loved. That week was a battle. No money. No food. Nothing. My little street jobs brought nothing because the rain would not stop falling, and customers disappeared with it. I opened my cupboard, and all I found was a single bucket of gari. I measured it with my palm. Barely 3 cups remained. The first night, I soaked gari with salt and water. My stomach calmed, but it gave me no joy. The second night, I repeated the same. By the third day, my throat was dry, and even the gari seemed too weak to rise that night. As I lay down, my tears soaked my pillow. A voice in my head whispered, "Keji, who are you punishing? If you agree to just one of those boys, one night only, this hunger will end. You could eat good food, wear good clothes, maybe even have a boutique of your own." I closed my eyes, but the thought kept hammering my mind. Then my mother's voice rose against it, "Protect yourself." Still, the sound of my empty stomach was louder than her memory. That same night, Emma called me. His voice was soft, persuasive, almost gentle. "Keji, you mean a lot to me. Why are you doing this to yourself? Just say yes to me. I will take care of you. You will not regret it." I kept quiet, and that silence nearly betrayed me. For one moment, I almost gave in. Almost. But then something heavy pressed on my chest. I saw my mother's face. I felt her disappointment if I chose that road. I bit my lip and whispered, "Emma, please don't call me again." Then I cut the call before my weakness spoke for me. Afterwards, I broke down. Not because I had rejected him, but because I knew how close I came to saying yes. That night I realized temptation does not always come with force. Sometimes it comes with a soft voice and sweet promises. I slept on an empty stomach, but I woke up with a decision. I would rather die of hunger than sell my treasure for a meal that would end tomorrow. Still, I did not deceive myself. I knew if things did not change, if the hunger continued, my strength might one day fail. And it was that fear that haunted me the most. In this life, not everyone who smiles at you wishes you well. Some people wait for your downfall, they laugh when you are in pain. Cynthia was one of those. We grew up in the same compound. Cynthia was always beautiful, always polished. She never hid the kind of life she lived. If a man gave her a little money, she was quick to agree. She often teased me, calling me the foolish virgin. One evening, she saw me washing my only 2 pairs of jeans in the backyard. She hissed and laughed, then raised her voice so that everyone could hear. "Look at Keji, punishing herself for nothing. Boys in the area are begging her, but she is pretending to be Holy Mary. Hunger will kill her." The older women, who never missed an opportunity to gossip, laughed along. Even children giggled. My face burned with shame. I didn't reply. I only squeezed the water from my jeans and hung them on the line. But inside me, tears stung. Cynthia walked closer, lowered her voice, and whispered, "Keji, you are stupid. That's why everybody calls you a shower, because you pretend more than your level. If you were sharp like me, you would already be enjoying life. Watch me, I will show you how real girls run these streets." I stayed silent, but that night I cried myself to sleep. 2 months later, everything changed. Cynthia's belly started to show. At first, she denied it, joking that it was beans and bread making her look big. But soon, it was clear. The same boys who had once hailed her disappeared. The same women who once praised her started using her story to wash their plates. Isn't that the sharp babe? She's pregnant already. Not even 20 years old. What a shame. The same neighbors who called me Ashowo now laughed at her openly. I didn't rejoice. Instead, my heart ached. I remembered all the times she mocked me, but I also saw how the same street that lifted her was now tearing her down. One evening, she sat on the veranda, her eyes swollen from crying. I was returning from fetching water when she looked at me. For the first time, there was no insult. No laughter. Her voice was faint, almost broken. Keji, you are strong. You are doing what I couldn't. Please, don't let them break you. I didn't reply. My chest felt heavy, my eyes stung with tears. I only nodded and walked inside. That night, I understood something new. This fight was not only mine. I was carrying proof that no matter what the street calls you, your truth can still shine in the end.